Hi, welcome to the Gridiron Grapevine. Today we are joined by fifth-year senior at Harding University, Braden Hood. Braden, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So, could you explain, since you're a fifth-year senior, can you explain what is a fifth-year senior?
A fifth-year senior is someone who has obviously been in the program for 5 years, and what happens is they come in as a freshman and they're redshirted, and so they still have 4 years of eligibility after that fall's over with. So this will be my 5th year, and I redshirted back in 2015.
And what is redshirting? What does that mean?
Redshirting is when you come in and if you're not quite good enough to play as a freshman, they don't want to waste a year of eligibility on you. So they'll place that red shirt on you, and you'll go through all the practices that the team goes. But you won't have to go to some of the meetings, and you'll get the weekends off. So when they go,
travel?
No, you won't travel. But even in the home games, sometimes you don't have to be there.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. I did not know that about you. Didn't have to. So would you sit in the stands, or if you wanted to suit up, could you?
No. Well, I think all of our guys, when we redshirt, they're in the stands.
Okay. Yeah. So approximately, how many hours do you practice during the season throughout a week?
Well, I'll take you through our schedule on a regular week. So we'll start the week on a Sunday, and we'll have our position meetings of film and a training session Sunday evening. So that'll usually last from, I want to say, from about 5 to 8:30 or so.
And training session, is that like in the weight room?
Yeah, that's what we call our weight room workouts and stuff. And then Monday, we always have Monday off. Monday's completely off. You go to class, you're done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday will be our, we call them our work days. Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when the 2 main days of practice.
Mm-hmm.
But how that works is we usually get there around to the facility around 2 o'clock, and we'll start meetings from about 2:30 to 3:30, and we'll be out on the field from about 3:45 to 6 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday rolls around, and that's our kind of walkthrough day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go out there. We'll start our meetings at 2:30.
And when you say meetings, is that film study?
Film session. Mm-hmm. And so then we'll go to our practice. We'll only practice for an hour and a half, and we'll come back. Friday is a big meeting day, and the day we'll travel if we go somewhere. And if we travel and we stay in the hotel, we have meetings at night too. So that's what we do on Friday. It's all meeting. There's no practice of any kind. Mm-hmm. And then Saturdays would obviously be game day. So.
And then you're at Harding University.
Mm-hmm.
What position do you play?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. Okay, so at Harding University, it's a D2 school.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between a D2 school and a Division I?
Well, basically, the level of competition is just only one aspect of it. Money's a big deal. Division I, you're allotted 80-something scholarships. Mm-hmm. So, and it has to be on full ride at the FBS level. FCS level, you can split it up, but you still get like 60-something scholarships. At Division II, you get a total of 36 scholarships, I think.
Oh, wow.
So you have to distribute that. There's hardly anybody that's on a full athletic scholarship. You really won't find anybody. The most is probably about around 3/4. It's probably the most that somebody would get. And they just split that up, and they can stack your scholarship. So you can get an athletic scholarship, an academic scholarship, and whatever grants or funds that you might get from the state. So.
And how is it with the combination between athletics and going to classes? Like, is there only a certain amount of hours that you can take per semester, or do your coaches say, hey, we'd like you to stick with 12 hours, or do you get to take as many as you want? You
can take, at Harding, you can take just about as much as you want. They'll strongly discourage anything above 15, probably. Anything above 16.
I'm sure the workload between trying to do both is quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what does you told us a little bit about your fall. What's your spring look like in off season?
Spring is almost as busy as the fall.
Really?
So we'll start out in January, and we'll train 5 days a week, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be in the weight room, and that's usually about a total of 2 hours. And then on Wednesday, every Wednesday, we get up at like 5 a.m. and we'll have our morning training session, and it'll actually be on the field, and it'll be all field stuff. So it's usually really cold.
Yeah.
At that time, it's usually about 20, 30 degrees, and that's probably everybody's least favorite. But we'll do that for 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks, and then we'll jump straight into spring football. And spring football usually lasts, I think you get 15 total practices that you can have over a 5-week span.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually don't ever hit all 15. We'll go about 13 depending on injuries and how the weeks stack up. I've been there 1 year where we did 11 times. We only had 11 practices.
Really?
I've been there 1 year where we had 14. So it just kind of depends. It fluctuates.
Did the coaches kind of use that as an incentive as, hey, we're going to hold you here, or if we have these many good practices, we can end it early?
I feel like they don't directly come out and say that. And I feel like depending on the progress you make, it's a lot easier to stop at 11 if you've made that progress than it is to stop at 14. So it depends though.
And then after your spring football, what is it like? Do y'all have any off time?
After spring football, we'll go straight back into training. I think we train 4 times a week. Then they take out the Wednesday morning workout, and we'll go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we'll do that all the way up to dead week, which would be the week before finals.
Gotcha.
And we're off dead week, and then we're off finals week, and then the week after that we'll start our summer training.
And are all the players asked to be there during the summer for a summer workout program?
No. It's kind of encouraged to stay. Nobody comes out and says it, but it's not that big of a deal if you don't. But if you don't stay, you'll usually we report back in the start of August. But we actually have this app on our phone that will deliver us our training session for the day.
So if you leave, you could still do whatever they're going to do on campus?
For sure.
Okay.
And everything happens on campus is not team organized. So if you stay up, like if I stayed up in Searcy during the summer, I'll go out and work out on my own. I might train with a friend or someone, but there wouldn't be any coaches that would be over the session or anything like that.
So can you let us know, what was your recruiting process like to be able to go and play at a Division II football program? So
recruiting's a lot more tricky when you're not like what you hear about, because you see all these big names and you think it's just like offers coming in left and right, and you get to lay out your hats and pick. And that's definitely not the case. A lot of the time, like me, for example, you start out with phone call, or you may start out with like interest.
And can I ask, when did this start? Was it your junior year?
It would have been the end of my junior year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I actually had 2 phone calls at the end of my junior year. One from Harding, where I'm at now, and then one from Harvard.
Harvard?
Harvard. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but that's kind of where it gets tricky too, because a phone call doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
So then you get into the camp process at the end of your junior year, and you start going to these camps that may be interested in you.
And these camps, is this where other schools are hosting? So are there several coaches that come out and watch from different schools?
The camps that I went to, like I went to a Harding camp and a Ouachita camp, and it was just those particular coaches, those schools that were at the camp. And so you hear from those guys all the way through the summer, and then when the season starts, that's when a little bit more interest will generate, but the frequency of them reaching out to you is less. So you know what I'm saying? There'll be a wider variety of coaches that talk to you, but it'll be less.
Because they're in season.
Yeah. So they have stuff to do.
Yeah.
And how it worked for me is, as soon as our season ended, we had Division II coaches around the state would come in through the field house to check in to the head coach and see if he had any players that were capable of playing for the program. So I got called out of class 2 times to come meet with a guy from place that's called Southern Arkansas University and a place called University of Arkansas at Monticello. And then, through all this time also, you're also getting interest from every other school around the state, every other small school. But they'll schedule visits with you, and sometimes you take these visits and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you might get a call a week before the visit that says we're out of money and like there's no scholarship available. So then you have to look somewhere else. But so I think I ended up scheduling 5 visits, and I took 3 of them. That 3 of them only ones that ended up wanting to offer. So I went to these 3 schools. It's usually a 1-day visit, and they'll bring you in this room, sit you down, tell you what they're going to offer you. And like I said, Division II is not full scholarship, so it gets really tricky in these meetings because you have to start figuring numbers and seeing how things are going to work.
And also, if you were going to get something academically from that school as well, that also will play a big part.
Also, the timeline from the time that they offer you to the time you commit is a big deal too. You might sit in a meeting and they might tell you if you don't commit today, then we're going to offer your money to somebody else.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So you have to that's one thing that I try to make up front. Every place that I went, that I was not going to make a decision that day, and I would tell them that before I came to visit. And if they weren't interested after that, then I wouldn't even make the visit. So
it kind of told you a little bit of, okay, how much do they believe me? How much do they want me? That's really smart, I feel like, on your part.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you definitely have to go to the place that wants you the most. That's really the only thing that matters.
And where you feel comfortable, right? Where you feel like you're going to be successful at. Did they take you around and try to, I know that you say that they sat you down and kind of said, okay, here's the numbers game. But did they take you around to the facilities and,
oh yeah.
And okay, so that's part of it too.
They'll take you through the athletic facilities and the academic facilities. And then some places will have you meet with academic advisors and stuff and talk about academics. Some places, I don't know if they do this as much anymore, but if you didn't go to their summer camp and they brought you in to visit that winter, they might have you work out on your visit.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen that happen one time, so I don't know how often that happens, but it has happened before.
I want to go back to when we were talking about Division II versus Division I. People, I'm sure a lot of people probably can watch Division I on the television anytime they want, and they have a playoff system now and so forth. Can you tell us, what do you do beyond having a conference champion with Division II?
Okay, so we're definitely not on TV as much as Division I, but every now and then you have a big game, 2 really good teams, it might make television. And the way that Division II is set up is it's set into 4 regions, and they'll take 7 teams from each region to the playoff.
And create like a bracket of their own.
So yeah, it's like almost like an NCAA tournament, basketball tournament. But in these 4 divisions, there's usually about 4 conferences, I think, per division. So like last year, they took 2 teams out of our conference into the playoffs. We were one of them, and they took 2 out of a different conference, and then 2 out of another conference, and then 1 out of the 4th conference. And how that works is you'll play your division or your region, and the winner of each region will create a semifinal. And then at that point, the seeding is rearranged again. So they'll take based on how you play in the playoffs. They'll take you down. They'll take these 4 teams, and then they'll have a committee, and they'll decide which one the best team is.
Oh, so that is kind of like Division I, where they decide on the best 4 teams. So y'all do the same thing. Okay.
You may be a 7th seeded team going to the playoffs, but if you play really, really well, other than the other regional champions, you might move up to 1 or 2 seed.
Wow.
Yeah, so you might actually get a home game.
That's cool. And then after that, the 4 teams, it's a semifinal. And
they'll play the semifinals at the highest seed. Like if you're 1 seed, you play the 4th seed, it'll be at your place.
Okay.
But when they have the Division II National Championship just recently moved, they used to have it in Kansas City, and they have it in McKinney, Texas now.
Really? Oh, well, that's right in our, home state.
So McKinney apparently just built a big new stadium, so that's where they moved it to permanently. So hopefully we get a chance to play there. But we've actually made the playoffs the past three years. So we're hoping to do it again this year.
Well, how can you just talk about your experience at a Division II school? What have you enjoyed about it?
I've had a great experience. It's kind of, I feel like my personality fits better Division II too. It's just kind of sitting back in the shadows, kind of doing your own thing. You get to have a lot more fun with it. It's not as serious. I mean, it is serious, but it's not. There's not as
You
much
wanna
outside.
win.
Yeah, it's not as much outside pressure.
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really just have a lot of fun with it, and it's kind of like it feels kind of like high school football, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Braden, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And good luck to you and your team this
Thank you.
year.